Hey, welcome to Daechwon's Arial Quad channel. Today is Sunday, January 18th, that's the one, and I am at Trail of Tears State Park. I'm on the Sheppard's Point, is that right? Yeah, the Sheppard's Point Trail, and I'm right at the center of it, which means I'm all the way at the far end of the trail. On this particular one, there's no loop. You go 1.5 miles, straight up a hill, straight back down it, and then up about half of that worth. And then you get to a really nice overlook of the river, and then you just come right back the same way. So I'm at the messy middle here. It is about a little after 2 in the afternoon, and just got the Mini 5 Pro up today. Once again, we're looking over the river. There's a couple of different barges here. One coming and one going. I'm going away from myself right now. And I've got the ND32 filter on today. I've been doing a little bit more research. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Like I asked Grok. And just for, overcast day, still kind of sunny. And this is the settings that Grok recommended. So we'll see what it ends up looking like. To my eyes on the controller, it looks pretty good. Now it is, so once again, you can probably hear in the recording, pretty windy. So I don't want to get too far away from myself if I'm going near full speed. But here's a nice little sandbar. Let's see, that's not too far. See how low down I can get to that. So remember to keep the 2/3 rule. Ooh, got my first stutter in the video feed. I'm below my current elevation. If you're like most people, you probably don't get to get a close-up view of a sandbar very often. No, I sure don't. See, what's that there? It looks man-made. Or it's a tree. A log. Oop, down to 3 bars. All right, not quite 2 miles away. And that's how far that other barge has made it. Let's get some altitude above the river. And that barge you're looking at there is just about in front of me now where I am sitting. I wonder if it's going about the same speed as the one that I clocked the other day up in Herculaneum, Missouri. That was going, I believe, like 8.5, if I remember correctly. So it'll take us a minute to catch up. We're going, yeah, we're getting pretty good speed, 32, 33. And it's kind of neat to be cruising full speed at elevation below where it took off from. Okay, I am not touching the left stick at all, so it just raised itself. There is a lot of wind going on. It might be coming from multiple directions. Let's see if we can put it back down a little bit closer to the water. Yeah. How are we doing on battery? 64%. Not bad. And yeah, to my eyes, this looks pretty good. Just pop it back in auto, see what it would do for itself. So it definitely brightens things up. 100 feet below where I'm sitting right now. See, it is 29 degrees right now. And I do certainly feel it in the hands. It's plenty cold to be sitting out in the a mile and a half into a park trail. I got about 2.5 hours of daylight left. And I've got plenty of lights. This park doesn't close until 10, so I'll be fine on the way back. Yeah, where I'm sitting, that barge is right in the middle. I'm looking at that third set of containers. Let's throw it in sport mode. See how fast we can get up to with the current wind. All right, so that's not really an improvement over normal. Did you just see it go faster when I went to normal mode? That's a fun little happenstance of the exact time I changed the switch. But we are getting caught up. Get a nice view of the barge and the tug. Now, is that a tug? You call it a riverboat? I don't know. I've been calling them tugs. I don't know what's right. And I'm telling the drone to get lower. It is raising itself. So that's interesting. I have heard that the 4 and 5 Pro sensors can sometimes do strange things over water. So I wonder if that's something to do with it. And I'm overtaking it, but not by a lot. So this one I think is booking it a little faster than the one the other day in Herculaneum. Let's cross over. I wonder if they've spotted me. Let's match their speed. Okay, put the camera all the way down and slow us down. Okay, so that's too fast. Eight 8.4. Let's lock in on one dot. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good. 9, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 and 10. Like 9.6, 9.4, somewhere in there. That's pretty synced up. That's a neat effect. You look forward. And the barges aren't moving. Everything else is moving. Okay, I'm going to stop recording video and I'm going to do a short because that looks neat. Can I get the whole thing in frame? Just about. Am I zoomed in? Nope. All right. Let's just get a video of that. Okay, it's slightly off center, and that's going to bother me. So let me just small adjustment. Rotate right. And let's try that again. All right, that is neat. Like that, like a 15-second one. Very good. Okay. And if I start dropping altitude, will it change my speed? Probably a little bit. 37%. Okay, I can't let it get too far away from me. This battery. I flew around a bit trying to get some things sorted out before I actually started making the real recording. So let's pop up and let's get a bit of a view of Trail of Tears. That tower in the distance, that one, I want to see how tall that is, but clearly, because I'm zeroed out. Ooh, nice gust. Yeah, I'm zeroed out, and I'm not even level with the base of the tower. So today is not the day, and this location is not the location. Clearly. All right, turn off cruise. And let's zoom back out here. Now let's just see what Trail of Tears is looking like here from the bird's eye view. I might only fly this one today. My hands are very cold. Hey, my home spot is in the middle of the river. That's kind of cool. Hey, that's why my hands are so cold. Just see if we can even spot the trail. It's a better marked trail than the one I did at Hahn State Park last week. It's easy to follow, and it's pretty well broken in, proper dirt trail, but I don't know how well you'll be able to see it from above. Because I'm there-ish. And it's going to go down and back this way. If I can find the car. Blow up the map view real quick. Okay, the parking. There we go. It should be somewhere this direction. So I got 26%. Maybe I will put it up on a second battery. I brought all 5 batteries today, and they are all charged up. So maybe I will put it up again just to see if I can find the car. I'm going to go ahead and bring this one in. I'm going to put it up again on a battery number 2. It's a little bit precarious. I'll go ahead and stop talking, turn off the recordings, and I'll see you again on battery number 2. Alrighty, flight number 2 is in the air. You can see our barge friend over here. So made it a pretty good distance away from us. How about the opposite direction barge friend? Can we even still see that one? Yeah, it's out there. There's our sandbar. All right, what I want to do on this battery primarily is to look for the parking lot. And see if we have enough signal just based on the terrain here. I can still hear it here 700 feet away from me. It's getting knocked around pretty good up there. Oh, and I took the filters off to the MD32. Those are the settings. That's what it would look like without that filter on. So is that part of the trail? That looks like a dirt bike trail almost. Interesting. It doesn't look like anything I've walked on. Yeah, I agree, strong winds. And that was a precarious landing. A thing I've noticed about the Mini 5 Pro, more so than the 4 Pro, it gets knocked around by wind while you are trying to land, and it will allow itself to get knocked around, and it doesn't follow your instructions very well. Okay, that's the lake. I passed that lake on the way, and so it's probably, like I say, somewhere to the south here. There is a road, obviously, coming into the park. Is that still the drone I'm hearing? It might be. That's 1,700 feet away. 1,800 feet away. Yeah, very strong winds. 7 miles an hour, I think. Okay, what's this? Okay. Civilization. That looks more like farmland. Maybe. It's a big pavilion. That looks like... that could be a farm field. That could be a house. I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking at here. Tell you what. I don't know that we're going to find much out here looking like this. I'm just going to kind of do a loop. I'm going to bring it on back to me. I'm going to finish this hike, and I'm going to go drive around the park a little bit more and see if there's anything else I would like to see while I'm here. And I want to come back here in spring and or summer and see what it looks like with some foliage. This is an incredible place in the fall. Right as if you get there in those couple of weeks, everything's turning. Okay, did I just accidentally come across the road? Maybe I did. Let's see. So there's the railroad tracks here. That's not what we're looking for. So I think I did. Ooh. Accidentally. It's my favorite way to find the road. All right, now, okay, this little patch right here, that little concrete parking patch there. A very early video I did on this channel was when the Mini 4 Pro was pretty new. I'm pretty sure that is the little patch where I parked And then I flew the 4 Pro down this road a little ways. And I think I got down to about here. And then I was just testing out the functionality, you know, obstacle avoidance and things like that with the trees. And is that the car? Well, I guess there's nobody going to come bother me on the path today. It is, again, it's high 20s. It's going to get into the teens again tonight, or it's either tonight or tomorrow night. It's going to be single digits. That's plenty. Don't need to be much colder than that for me. I like the cold, but I don't need it to be that cold. Also, these batteries don't last when it's this cold and this windy. Honestly, today the wind is probably the bigger factor. Yeah, here flying with the wind, it's back up. It went from 9 minutes to 20s. Yeah, so that's the bigger thing. But I know they don't want you to fly batteries very cold. It can be a voltage issue, and they also just won't be operating as efficiently. All right, so right now the wind is pretty calm. I'm going to try to bring it in, and hopefully we can avoid any sketchiness like what we had on the previous landing. Hopefully. Because this is still kind of a new toy and I don't want to break it. It's I mean, for a reasonable price, irreplaceable. Oh, I didn't realize the tracks are down there. I can't even see that really from where I am. Well, now I can, now that I know what I'm looking for. Shoot, okay. So the train tracks run right through Trail of Tears State Park. I learned that along with you today. All right, I got the orange landing pad out today just to have a nice visual target. And I'm going to bring this in visually. Let me back out a ways. Okay, I see it. Just kind of in that direction. All right, now I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to have it facing away from me so my stick inputs match what I see IRL. This is a bit more complex than the old days of flying RC gliders and sailplanes, which I did enjoy a lot back in the day. But this is 99% of the time so much easier, and you get to see what's going on up high. But, I mean, this is not a place you'd ever fly one of those from, and the landing has got to be much more delicate. So I'm going to... He says delicate as he whips this thing around all crazy. All right, and like on cue, here comes the wind again. All right. Okay, I think it's detecting me. Let me just take a step back here. No, it's okay, buddy. You want to land here. You don't want to go to your left and get in that tree. Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Set her down. Hey, okay. Get one last view here, just in case I don't end up going and filming in another location today. Here's where we are, here at the end of Shepherd's Point Trail, Trail of Tears State Park in Missouri. Okay, we are back. So I am just a little ways up, and I'm in a parking lot here. This is actually a boat launch, And it's very dead because, again, it is 27 degrees now. So earlier, I was over in that area. You can see the sandbar that we were looking at before, right over here. And we are just going to kind of fly around a little bit now and see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to. The Mississippi River is enormous. And it doesn't feel like we're, 393 feet up right now. But we are. Let's traipse over into Illinois. I know what you're thinking, as always. Ew. But, it's not all bad. Let's see, I'm doing 30. It's not bad. Now, I don't have an advantage in this spot where I'm set up currently of any kind of elevation, so I don't think I'm going to try any kind of range test right now. But I am more comfortable just sitting and flying around here in the nice comfort of my own car that just had the heater running. My fingers, I can actually feel them, so that's a plus. All right, what is this? Let's come down a little bit and have a look. Whatever it is frozen. So it's probably not directly related to the river flow. It looks interesting. So is this just a flooded farm field? I think that's just a flooded field. Okay, there's some crop that maybe never even got taken out of the ground. Corn, perhaps? Not an expert. Regardless of how much Farm Simulator I've played through the years. It's oddly tempting to set down on this ice. I'm not going to do that, because I don't know how long it would take me to find a good crossing, much less find that spot and get over into Illinois. Get to that actual location, cross that probably very thin, frozen bit of water, and grab this drone. So I'm not going to do any of those things. But the urge is there. It's almost in the shape of a road. Like how it just cuts right there. That is interesting. And obviously we've got a lot of farmland around here. That's a lot of the parts of Illinois that aren't Chicago. It's a lot of farmland. And that's why I say Illinois is not all bad. Very nice. Looks like we're just about directly across the river now from the car. A little over a mile away. Or maybe we're a little bit farther up. I guess the river doesn't run exactly north-south here. Boy, interesting how far off the home location we'll get. Because the car is pretty much centered there in the screen. And it thinks I'm probably about 100 feet over to my left, your right. That's interesting. Well, speaking of the sun, the ND filter is off. This is just hashtag no filter. That's what the pro settings were with the ND32 earlier. So we won't do that because that looks very bad. Boy, you can hear the wind. It is very windy today. I'm thinking if I'm able to, once I get service, there's not much service out here at Trail of Tears, but I'll grab a screenshot of the wind forecast. There's plenty of it. Oh, in good news, and I'm assuming that I'll probably release this video before the one I'm going to talk about here, but I finally figured out the problem of waypoints and copying a waypoint from one RC to the other. It was just, as many of my such problems are, me not reading instructions. And I wasn't changing the file name of the KMZ file to match the other. So I now have, I only really have 3 waypoint missions and only 2 that I really fly at the moment. But now I will be able to import, or I have imported those, and I'll be able to import any future ones I come up with. And I can do side-by-sides with the Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 5 Pro. Yeah, strong wind warning for sure. Head back over to the good side of the river. But yeah, so that will be a fun addition, new series. I already have a short series that I will probably still do a few of comparing the Mini 4K and the Mini 4 Pro. Now I can add to that the 4 Pro and versus the 5 Pro. Looks like we got a barge coming. Beautiful. Beautiful January evening here in Missouri. If you've never spent any time in the Midwest, I do strongly recommend it. Since I've been flying these drones, I've spent a good bit of time in parts out west, and of course a good bit of time here around where I'm from. And man, it's you can't really compare apples to apples there. They're both great. But people sleep on the Midwest. We've got some incredible things to look at here. Okay. So I wonder if I can spot where I was just flying from, the end of the trail. That wouldn't happen to be saved in here, would it? That would be neat. Look at the map. No. No such luck. But we'll see if we can find it. The old-fashioned way. It was certainly toward the top of the hill. There were 3 sort of outcroppings. Here, I'll turn it. Hopefully get a little bit stronger connection. There were 3 separate outcroppings. And they weren't actually at the very top of the hill. Is that it? I think that's them right there. So yeah, this one here on the right in the center now, that is where I was just flying from. Very nice. You know, the hike was a little easier coming back than it was going out. It really is not a bad hike. All Trails says it's hard, and that's probably fair. The elevation change is pretty drastic, especially right out the gate. You're going basically all 300 feet in the first, probably 3/4 mile. Now, let's get a little brave, and let's come down and follow the train tracks for a while. Make sure we keep good vertical clearance just in case anything goes wrong. It'll pop back up. Actually, no, this is too sketchy. The view I have is very bad. You can see it. I should be putting that in the corner. I don't want to take this thing on that big old hike and then lose it just being stupid. All right, that's some sort of ranger station right there. We'll stay well above it. Not give them any reason to find us suspicious. All right, and then here closer to me, I think it should be clearer. The tracks. Is there anybody out here for me to bother? I don't think so. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop recording video. And I'm going to put it into vertical mode. And I'm going to just do a short of me skimming the train tracks. One thing I need to figure out about this drone is the braking. It does not seem at all as much in a hurry to brake when you are when you take your hand off the stick. It seems perfectly content to keep going a lot farther than the 4 Pro. I can hear it from inside the car, sneaking back there behind me. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Let's see if Dead Armadillo sounds can make us a song that makes you think of a train. Alright, getting a little far away. We'll pull up and away. That was cool. Okay. Kind of distracted by myself. That was neat. Alright, and we got 38% left. We're in sport mode, but we're not exactly booking it here. Okay, I want to play with some camera settings and maybe do some kind of hyperlapse or something here to finish off this battery. Let's see, put it back in normal. Surely it hovers more efficiently in normal mode, of course. Obviously. I guess let's just do a free one and move that out the way. You can't see that screen recording. And can I course lock? Will it let me go? An angle? Oh, did I just accidentally discover that? Okay. Well, let's do that whole thing then. Cool, that's super trippy. A lot coarse. The question I was attempting to ask, would I be able to what was the question I was attempting to ask? Oh, to just have the drone move sideways for a course lock hyperlapse. That would be kind of neat. Instead, we're going to follow the edge of the river here and do a funny camera tilt. And speaking of dead armadillo sounds, we certainly do, as always, appreciate his contribution to our stuff here. The music definitely helps keep things a little bit more interesting. I actually just went back and watched the first couple of videos I put up, and I do seem to be getting better. That's good. But boy, it's tough with the no music. Just listening to me ramble, especially when I hardly talk. Those first couple, I don't narrate very much at all. Sometimes I don't narrate at all on some of those summer road trip videos, but at least I have the music in them. Like, these were just lots of dead air. So this is Daechwon's self-aware drone channel. Also kind of big, as of recording this, I am up to 15 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Just kind of peek at my analytics. In the last 28 days, I've got 6.7 thousand views. That is almost entirely from shorts. I'm kind of glad I decided to start making some shorts, because a lot more people watch those, I'm learning. I never watch YouTube shorts, but maybe I should. Maybe there's something to that. 27 and a half watch hours. Very cool. Ooh. Certainly before this will air, but tomorrow is a fun video. It is London Bridge. And since tomorrow's video has already come out by the time you're hearing me say any of this, London Bridge was purchased by the Robert McCullough was his name. He was the owner of the chainsaw company, McCullough Motors, I believe the name was. And he purchased London Bridge in, I think it was in the 60s, because they were going to tear it down because it couldn't handle all the road traffic as it was built. So he purchased it, had it torn down, you know, I'm assuming labeled all the bricks and everything, but taking down one brick at a time, and then shipped across the sea to Arizona, and then brought went through, I guess, through the Panama Canal, went to California, and then by train to Arizona. He actually created the town it's in. Lake Havasu City was originally a retirement town in Arizona, and he bought London Bridge and had it rebuilt there over part of Lake Havasu, which is it's a dammed up part of the Colorado River. Would be before the Hoover Dam, but it's great. It's an incredible little town. It's grown a lot. It's I think I say in the video exactly how many people live there, but it's a pretty decent sized population these days. And yeah, it's a very neat thing. If you don't know, you don't have any idea that London Bridge is actually in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. All right, let's get one last little view here. Trail of Tears State Park. I've got a few errands to run and not a lot of daylight left, so I probably won't fly anymore today. As always, thanks for watching Daechwon's Aerial Quad channel, and I do hope I see you in the next one.